Several guys have asked how to make the fiberglass wing socket tubes. There's really nothing to it. All it is a piece of fiberglass wrapped around the wing tube itself. We need to use a piece of wax paper though to do two things. One is to give the proper distance, shimming distance, between the aluminum tube and the fiberglass socket itself. And two, keep the fiberglass from bonding to the aluminum tube. So I have cut a piece of wax paper just about the length of the wing tube. I let the wing tube hang over about 1 inch, and I cut it about 10 inches wide. That gives me 3 complete wraps around the aluminum tube. That I found through trial and error that gives me the proper shim distance between the aluminum tube and the fiberglass sheeting there, the fiberglass cloth, so that this tube will slide back and forth without having too much slop. If you put the entire width, I think it's about 12 inches wide, this wax paper comes. If you put the entire 12 inches in there, it gives you too much slop, in my opinion. So a good tight fit comes from 3 good wraps. So let me put my glasses on, and we'll put this piece on the tube. Simply roll it up nice and tight as you can get it. And then if you turn the tube, it will eventually grip and pull the paper tight. And then going in the direction that the wax paper is wound onto the aluminum tube, just put a piece of tape to hold it tight. Same on the other end. Give it a little tug, not too much, so that you don't crease it. And pull that wax paper tight and put a piece of tape on this end. That just gives us enough area to hold without getting epoxy on our hands and keeps everything clean. Then I take a tiny piece of tape and put in the center just to help hold it from flapping back. So we've got the tube ready to go. I like using the West Systems epoxy only because I've been using it for years. I'm sure other manufacturers or other brands of epoxy would work just fine. There are a couple of things that you need to keep in mind when you're mixing the epoxy. You don't want to mix too much. 1 squirt is just enough to do 1 wing tube, I have found. If you try to mix more than that, you're liable to get too much in the cup at one time, and then it will sit there. One of the characteristics of epoxy, of course, is the exothermic reaction that it puts off, or that it goes through. If the container that you have it in gets too deep, it can't radiate the heat or get rid of the heat from the exothermic reaction quick enough, and that will actually speed the curing rate upwards. So I've stirred the epoxy for just about a minute, a little bit more. Make sure you get it out of the bottom corners of the container and scrape it off the walls good. I've used about 8 to 10 drops of red dye. I use RIT dye. It's easy for me to obtain and it's cheap. You could probably use food color, and I've just never tried that. So we'll put our gloves on right quick. And if we pour the epoxy on top of the tube, we can use the tube to kind of help pick the fiberglass up and get it started wound around. Just push it down good, and it'll eventually stick to the wax, to the tube, the wax paper on the tube. And then roll it probably about halfway and put the rest of the epoxy across it. This is an awful lot of epoxy, but we're going to remove a lot of it. We're going to remove everything that we don't need, so we don't have to worry about applying too much epoxy here. Pushed it a little too hard and it wrinkled on me. So roll it and don't let it slide, which is what happened to me just then. And once you get it rolled up, you can hold on to it and give it a gentle spin, obviously in the direction that the fiberglass cloth is rolled. And you'll see that the epoxy resin flows through that fiberglass and wets it real nicely. You see the lighter spots that I haven't gotten to yet. Just put gentle pressure, not enough to spin the whole assembly, just gentle pressure while you spin it in the direction of the fiberglass, the way we've got it lined up or the way we've got it rolled out. And it doesn't take long at all to get it completely wet. Then take some paper towel, because we've got way more epoxy on here than we need. So we'll take a paper towel and just wipe off whatever will come off. The more you can get off, the better, really, because that's less weight that the plane will have to carry. Epoxy is by far the heaviest element of the plane, so wherever we can get rid of it, we do. And invariably some of these little strands will start to unroll there. Just get them out of the way if you can. There we go. And that looks real nice. See if we can get just a little bit more epoxy out of it. I'm squeezing just a little bit. I don't think there's any way to really get too much out of it at this point. We're not really worried about a structural strength issue here with this epoxy. All it needs to do is hold the shape real well of the fiberglass cloth. So we don't have a problem starving this fiberglass, in other words. Where the end of the cloth ended tends to want to fray, and that's where these little strings have come from. As that epoxy starts to get a little bit more tacky, you can just push those little strands down, those fibers down, and they'll stay down. We may need to double check this in about 10 minutes when it really starts to get a little more tacky, and we will see that some of those little strands, some of those little hairs have popped up. It will be tacky enough at that point that if we just push them down while we're rolling our finger across them like that, they will stay down. So that's it. We'll let it cure overnight and take it off tomorrow. So this wing tube is sat overnight. I've removed the tape off either end, and it doesn't take much to break it loose and slide it off with the aluminum tube. Sometimes the wax paper will pull right out. Other times you have to use the wing tube to shove it out. This one slid right out, and that's a nice clearance there. The wing tube slides back and forth very easily, and it doesn't slop at all. I can't feel any movement inside, so that's a good clearance there. We'll see what this other one looks like. Remove the tape. Slides off nicely, and that one's not going to come out, so we'll use the wing tube to push it out. And make sure that you don't run splinters up into your hand here. I like to put my hand far enough back that if it does slide all the way through, I hit my hand, not where there's could be some splinters. Nice. And we'll wind that up and use the tube to push it out that side. There we go. There we go. Nice clearance with no slop at all. Now we'll take this piece of over to the bandsaw. I've got a metal cutting blade installed, and we'll just trim the ends off. So we'll see what one of these weighs. Got our scale zeroed out, and it comes out to 19 grams. 20 grams, 18, 19, going back between 19 and 20, and 20 grams. So very consistent. We did a good job of wiping the excess epoxy out. At 18 to 20 grams, we would be very hard pressed to get a cardboard tube to perform near the levels that this is. So I think that's the way to go. While we're talking about the fiberglass wing tubes, there are a couple of tips that I want to pass on that I've learned from experience. First is, don't mix more epoxy than you need for one tube at a time. Don't be tempted to mix more epoxy to make 2 or 3 tubes. I've done that in the past, and I really struggle, particularly on that third tube, to get the epoxy to wet the fiberglass cloth as good as it needs to. And it is very hard to get it pulled out of the fiberglass cloth or get the excess wiped off with the paper towel, like you saw just a couple of minutes ago. Secondly is don't try to thin the epoxy with what West Systems would call a volatile solvent to extend working time or to reduce the viscosity of the epoxy. Although the volatile solvent, either alcohol, denatured alcohol, lacquer thinner, or acetone, any of those we use routinely when we're working with epoxy, and it works well. You have to realize that that comes with some disadvantages. Advantages would be that it would prolong our work time with epoxy, and secondly, it would thin the epoxy, reduce viscosity, and help it flow. So if we needed to brush it onto a surface or flow into a particular surface, then that helps that. The downsides are that you will reduce the mechanical strength of the epoxy when you use those solvents to reduce viscosity or to extend the work time. And secondly, which is what is really important for these wing tubes, is you can cause shrinkage. So we have exactly the right clearance on this tube now. If we were to use alcohol to thin that epoxy to make it flow better, when it does cure, and it can take 2 or 3 days for that alcohol to finally evaporate out of this epoxy that is embedded into the fiberglass tube there, after 2 or 3 days, this tube probably won't move. It will have shrank so much that it'll be tight enough that we can't get it on and off. So don't be tempted to use alcohol or any of the other thinning agents to increase your work time or to reduce viscosity to help it flow. So about all we need to do now is take this over to the drum sander and sand that edge to where we don't have those little burrs sticking up, or you could take a sanding block and knock them down. And that does it.